There's not a day that goes past that someone doesn't come into clinic and say to me, can I show you this photo? This is a photo of me 3 years ago at my sister's birthday, or this is a photo of me 2 years ago at a work thing. How can I be the same person? And it's true, because they are really quite shocked that suddenly their skin has aged. The reality is that lots of women really have a massive loss of confidence at this time in their life. There is no doubt that people suddenly feel like they are aging. And this is happening for a couple of reasons. As I talked about earlier, estrogen is very important, and it's also very, very important in your skin. So most of you have probably heard of collagen and elastin. Have people heard of that in their skin? So basically that is the structure that helps maintain your skin, and it allows your skin to bounce back, okay? And as we age, from about the age of 25, you're probably losing about 1% net loss of your collagen per year. But whenever we get to that menopausal period, there is a sudden drop in collagen in your skin, probably about 30%. And it really is quite dramatic. And there's no doubt that in Australia, unfortunately, we do have the added bonus of, yes, the sunshine's beautiful and we get to live a really outdoor life. But the reality is, unfortunately, our skin is much older than we are. And that's just a reality. Even whenever Peter and I travel to conferences overseas based on skin and aesthetics, they will be recommending that patients have treatments about 10 years earlier if they live in Australia and New Zealand in comparison to their European counterparts. So it's quite a significant change. The other thing that happens to your skin is hyaluronic acid loss. So most people have probably heard of hyaluronic acid serum. It's a very popular skin ingredient. But what you probably don't know is that's actually the form that your body holds water in your skin. And basically it's your moisture, and it's what makes your skin look plump. And again, around the time of the menopause, you lose about 30% of your hyaluronic acid out of your face, not to be replaced. And that's also related to the estrogen reduction in the skin. So that's why you'll probably notice sometimes if you wake up in the morning that you might have a crease on your face from the pillowcase, and it seems to take all day to go away, and before it didn't. It's also why you might be noticing that you're starting to have some jowling. And so lots of people come into me and say, I hate this, or I hate this. And obviously it's not just your skin. There are other structural changes in your face that are contributing, and Dr. Peter will talk a little bit about that afterwards, but it definitely is being massively contributed to with your skin. And the whole neck issue, people come in very upset about their necks. They'll often tell me they've got their mother or their father's neck. And I can tell the way they're saying it that that's not a compliment to their mum or their dad. And they're often literally ready to take their parents to court for it. But yeah, and I think necks can definitely be something that start to make people feel really self-conscious. And again, I think I want to just get it out there. It's all right to come and talk to someone about it. It doesn't make you a superficial or vain or shallow or bad person. If something's impacting your confidence, come and have a conversation about it. Because the reality is that although there's no miracles, and unless you're probably going to go and have like a full neck lift, which most people are not going to do, there are definitely lots of treatments that can make your neck look a lot better. We can improve the skin texture and the tightness of the skin and overall appearance, and that will make you hopefully feel a lot more confident. So there's definitely lots of solutions that we have in clinic, and if we don't have them in clinic, we'll point you to other clinics that might have other treatments that we think will benefit you. The other thing I want to talk a little bit about is hair loss. And I did do a whole podcast on this because, again, it's probably one of the commonest symptoms that people come in complaining of, that suddenly the shower is completely blocked by their hair falling out. And obviously we all are supposed to lose hair naturally all the time. There's a natural cycle, but we do often lose quite a lot of hair at this time. It is related to hormones, but we also need to make sure that it's not a thyroid problem or another health condition that might be causing it. But it's definitely challenging, and I know for a lot of women, like for me, my hair is everything, as my staff will tell you. I love a blow dry, and I'm not a big makeup person. I'm very, very bad at it, but I do love having my hair blown dry. So it would upset me a lot if my hair was getting very, very thin. So again, there are lots and lots of solutions. Definitely there's some supplements that can help. There are some shampoos, there are some medications that we can prescribe, and then there are treatments like platelet-rich plasma. There's all sorts of things that you can do to help people's hair growth. And there's quite a new treatment called exosomes, which is really helpful for hair as well. So again, if your hair is very, very thin, don't feel like you have to stop brushing it, because that's not going to help. You definitely still need to brush your hair, but come and chat to someone or chat to your GP. As I say, there are definitely lots of things, and I do notice women's confidence really dipping because of that. If we talk about body, I would say this is probably the real confidence dropper for the vast majority of women. They will say that some women haven't gained any weight, but their body shape has completely changed. Their jeans don't fit anymore. Their clothes don't sit the way they used to, and that is not an imagined thing. Your body shape has changed. You'll probably notice that your waist doesn't nip in like it used to, and you have a bit more of a straight body type. And unfortunately, our body has decided to try and be really helpful and move some of the fat that you have in other parts of your body and put it all into your tummy. So again, I even have some very slim patients who struggle with these tummy pouches, and they're sort of gym bunnies, and they're doing everything, and they're eating really healthily, and they'll always grab this little belly. I mean, I wish I had one that was as small as that, but they'll often say, what can I do about this? And again, there are definitely some treatments that we can do with that, but we need to think about outside the box. Again, as Nicole said, I often have patients saying, but I do what I've always done. I'm not eating any differently. I just can't lose weight and I can't shift this weight. But we have to approach this period very, very differently. There's lots and lots of new research, and it's actually quite exciting for a bit of a science nerd like me. But, you know, you've probably heard people talking about your gut microbiome and gut bacteria. But what we know now, and there's 2 massive studies going on about this, is that your gut microbiome change after the menopause, and we know that they seem to influence a hormone called leptin, which also is all about you feeling full and how your body processes food. And we also know during the menopausal transition that how you process sugar and how your insulin levels respond completely change. So I think this is definitely a watch this space, because I think there definitely will be lots of new treatments and ideas coming. I read a very interesting study recently where they had transplanted the gut microbiome from sort of fat mice into thin mice, but they continued to feed them exactly the same food, and the very thin mice became overweight very, very quickly, despite not being given extra food. And so my point in telling you that story is the reality is that for years we've thought it's about energy in and energy out, but most people who've been on a diet will tell you that it doesn't seem to be that straightforward. And I think the reality is that we have got that wrong to a large extent, and what your gut microbiome look like is definitely influencing your weight. So I think, watch this space. I think there's going to be some interesting new developments in that space.
So one of the commonest questions that I've got asked since we've begun recording podcasts are, what do I do with myself at my clinics, apart from when I'm working as a GP in my GP clinic? So at my clinics that are called You by Dr Shauna Watts, the clinic is centered around you, and it's all about making everyone who comes, but that's mostly middle-aged women, feel more confident, and to help people navigate what I find is the overly complicated world of skincare. No one knows where to start, what's real, what's not, what's going to help, what's not. Various treatments in terms of wrinkles and skin laxity and skin tightening and pigmentation and discoloration and what they should have and whether it'll help them. So basically my role in that is to create a bit of a plan and a journey for you to get you to the point where you're back feeling confident and healthy and happy in the skin you're in. The clinics are based on the Central Coast and in Newcastle, and we would love for you to come and visit us and have a no obligation consultation to see where that journey might take you.